Another lie you were told was if the US leaves, ISIS will return. There are reports ISIS supposedly escaped the prison camps the Kurds were running. Coincidentally, the Kurds had been threatening to release ISIS prisoners in an attempt to blackmail Trump into staying in Syria. They could have easily handed those prisoners to the Syrian army, but they wanted to use them as a bargaining chip. They tell you it was the Kurds that defeated ISIS. But no, it was the Syrian army. The Kurds can't hold a single town on their own. Meanwhile, the Syrian army fought both ISIS and Al-Qaeda at the same time without US help. Instead, the US was bombing the Syrian army while it was in the midst of battle with ISIS. Not to mention that the US was also arming Al-Qaeda. It's ironic that those very same Al-Qaeda rebels that the US supported are joining the Turkish invasion against the Kurds. Clinton is crying crocodile tears about the Syrian rebels killing Kurds with the guns that she gave them. Do you still think the US is helping the Kurds? You see, unlike the Syrian army, the Kurds didn't fight ISIS for their country. They fought it because they thought they would get a reward at the end. But you have my solemn promise that the Syrian army and its allies will never allow ISIS and Al-Qaeda to re-emerge. Otherwise, how long will Americans be held hostage to the prospect of ISIS? Forever? That's what the neocons want, for US soldiers to occupy Syria forever. They wanted to cut up Syria into many pieces, one of which was Kurdistan. Why? For Israel's sake. This whole war has been for Israel's sake. You can see it in the headlines and you can read it in the tweets. Israel's strategy was the Oded Yunon plan, and it called for the creation of Kurdistan in order to divide and conquer Israel's neighbors. Even though Kurds live west of the Euphrates, Israel only wants Rojava to exist east of the Euphrates, because that's the demarcation line for their planned Greater Israel. From the Nile to the Euphrates, the neocons were willing to throw away the lives of US soldiers for the sake of Israel.